In this video we're going to find the volume of this prism. So we've got this sort of prism here. Now what we need to know, what do we actually mean by prism? So a prism has the same cross-section throughout its length. Let's just have a look at that. So if we've got the prism here, if I see this green bit here is called the cross-section. It's what you see if you hold the shape up and look at its end. If we play this through, we can see that this cross-section will move through the whole length of its shape. So therefore, if a shape does that, then the shape is called a prism. So the simplest prism is like the cuboid, or a cube is also a prism. You can have triangular prisms and prisms made of other shapes. A cylinder will also be a prism. What would not be a prism would be a cone, because the circle shape would change. So this shape here is a prism, because it has the same cross-sectional area. Now if you have a prism, then the volume of a prism is the area of the cross-section. So if you can find the area of this green bit and then multiply it by its length, you can find the volume. So let's have a look at that a bit more closely. So the cross-section is this green bit. So we've drawn it out here. So this length here would be 12. This length here will be 3, because this length here is 3. This length here is 6, because this length here is 6. This length here will be 5, because this length here is 5. Now from that we could probably find the area of the cross-section. So we're going to split it into two. So you can split it this way, or you can split it down here. I'm going to call this rectangle A and rectangle B. And this length here will be 3, because if this is 6 and this is 3, that means that this length here also has to be 3. Notice in questions like this, these the diagrams are not drawn to scale. So the area of the cross-section, which we're going to need to find first, is the area of rectangle A, which is this rectangle here, plus the area of rectangle B, which is this rectangle here. So the area of a rectangle A is going to be 5 times 3, and then we need to add to it the rectangle B, which is going to be 12 times 3. That gives me 15 plus 36, which gives me a cross-sectional area of 51 centimeters squared. So, just to repeat, the volume of a prism is the area of the cross-section times the length. So the cross-section is this bit here, and we call this one here the length. That's because if we move that cross-section through its length of the shape, it will be the same. So this is the length we have to consider. So that's going to be, volume is going to be 51 times 8, because that's the area of the cross-section, times the length, which is 8, which gives me 408 centimeters cubed. This has been a video to show you how to find the volume of a prism. I hope you've understood, and I thank you very much for watching.